thing we picked up in back in our days in show business is that you never follow talented children or animal acts. So we're going home.
Living below in this old sinful world, hardly a comfort can afford, striving alone to face temptation sore. Where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord? Where could I go? Where could I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul, needing a friend to help me in the end. Where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord? Neighbors are kind, I love them everyone. We get along in sweet accord. But when my soul needs manna from above, where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord? Where could I go? Oh, where could I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul, needing a friend to help me in the end. Where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord? My fear is grand with friends I love so dear. Comfort I get from God's own word. Yet when I face the chilling hand of death, where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord? Where could I go? Where could I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul, needing a friend to help me in the end. Where could I go but to the Lord, to the Lord?
Gotta allow you to be nice. Before we go any further, I just want to thank Ron Fruit, WRCO, for running this event. Brian, of course, he's been the rock. He's the guy behind this whole debacle that we agreed to do. And I still don't know why we agreed to do it, but we did. And to be honest, I'm having a great time. This quartet was a great part of our history. Like to point out Chuck Till's out there. Chuck sang with us for 4 years. Love you, brother. And it's good to have him here. I just want to say thank you for all our families for putting up with us during this time. I mean, it's been a great burden for them too, and so I appreciate that great help. And I got to say, I met my wife while singing with this quartet, so I think, you know, it's kind of been a good thing revisiting this.
I appreciate Brian. I had not met Brian before. When he called me, I'm like, well, I think he's from the band, so I knew that. Other than that, it's like, why are you calling me? So I've got to know him. I've got to know his boys a little bit. Did not realize, I knew that Cody Kintz was in the group, but I didn't know who the other boys were, and they introduced themselves, and I kind of thought about it. It's like, 3 last names the same. I bet they're brothers, and they are. I did not get to meet Brian's wife. Your wife's here, isn't she? You did all right. Maybe even above your pay scale. Now, I was apprehensive when we first started to do this, and I thought, wow, can we do this again? And everybody said, sure you can. I did kind of like to make a joyful noise instead of just a noise. So I thought, well, we'll give it a shot, and we did. I had a talk with a friend because things were just bothering me, my nerves were getting me, and I thought, I don't know if I want to do this or not. And talked with a friend, and it was a short meeting, and when I left that meeting, I felt more confident, more comfortable. It was going to be okay. So I thought, well, let's do this. And everybody should do that same thing once in a while because we all need to have a little talk with Jesus. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in, and then a little light from heaven filled my soul. It bathed my heart in love and wrote my name above, and just a little talk with Jesus made me whole. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer will turn, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Sometimes my path seems drear without a ray of cheer, and then a cloud of doubt may hide the light of day. The mists of sin may rise and hide the starry skies, but just a little talk with Jesus clears the way. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer will turn, and then you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes be filled with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care, and just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. With Jesus, let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. Now when you feel a little prayer will turn, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
Oh no. Hey, see these things? How many of you have them? Anybody? Okay, we don't take refunds. Okay, look at that clear right now. We got a couple boxes of these left. If you still have a thing that'll play these, you know what? We're not looking for anything. So if you give some money to the food pantry, suggested donation $5. Take them home. I'm right in the middle for the dartboard if you want. I got here.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, you get 2 for 10.
And put them in your basement and the rats will just literally go away.
So it'll be available at the table outside. Please help me get rid of them, please.
When we first started to practice, we thought, well, let's just start singing and we'll just jump right in. Well, that works for some of us, and some of us it didn't. It had been a long time, and these guys would start singing a song, and I would look at them like they had two heads. I didn't remember the lyrics, I didn't remember my part, didn't remember anything. And then all of a sudden, I'd start singing a song, and somebody else would look at me like, don't get it, don't know it. But we did. The awesome thing about memory is the fact that with all the technology that we've got nowadays, you don't have to remember quite as much stuff, but yet there's a lot of stuff out there we have to remember. The cool thing is I don't have to ask my wife for directions anymore, because with all the devices out there, you've all got a Garmin or a TomTom or a smartphone, or you can just talk to your car, and it does all the work for you, no matter how dark it is, or how far from home you are, or how lost, it takes you right home. Believe it or not, this next song that we're going to sing was written way before there was all this electronic devices that would help us out. But yet it still talks about it. Because Jesus is our navigational system. He has done all the work for us. So all we have to do is ask, precious Lord, take my hand and lead me home. Precious Lord, take my hand, bring me home through the night, through the dark, through the storm, to thy light. I have been to the mountains, I have seen the promised land. Precious Lord, take my hand. Precious Lord, take my hand. Bring thy child home at last, where the strife and the pain all are past. I have dreamed a great dream, that thy love shall rule our land. Precious Lord, take my hand. Precious Lord, take my hand. Take thy child unto thee, with my